And I hope it will be sitting here like a boom.
So he ended up, so he was on this side of the field. He ran across all the way over. He caught it in the corner over there.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
We know that we're supposed to, or we normally are scheduled to start at 5:30, and looks like we are about 9 minutes late, so we apologize to you for that, and we thank you for your patience. We're going to open our meeting up this evening, as we always do, and that's with our public speakers. And we have one speaker, and maybe two coming up together, I'm not sure, who are going to speak to agenda item number 1, and that's the rezoning of the Hallmark Manor area in the Broadmoor area. Rob Williams and Matt Mosler. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Rob Withers. You want my address and all that? Like normal?
We're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, we are seeking to build 34 homes in the Bel Air, Auburn streets. We own those 34 lots over there, and then we've been before the committee having the rezoning taking place. We're hoping that can get resolved tonight, and we could actually begin building.
And that is item number 1 on our agenda, so we will take that into consideration. And that's 34 single-family homes?
34 single-family homes. It's similar to the 2 homes that we built over on 34th or 33rd. That, basically taking that same layout, going to change the fronts on a couple of them, just to stagger them, and we're going to start building 3 at a time.
Okay.
Again, with our focus to use this to attract accredited school teachers, we'll give accredited school teachers a $20,000 grant to buy the house, and first responders a $20,000 grant as well to buy the house.
When do you plan to start construction?
2 months ago.
Okay.
So
as
soon as you guys
approved,
do
we'll be
this
ready
tonight,
to
if
go.
you can, we finish, we'll start breaking ground.
Okay. Any questions? Okay.
No, I just
Yes,
want
Have you identified buyers for the homes?
we don't have buyers yet for these homes. I sold the first 2, just word of mouth.
How many bedrooms? How many bedrooms do you have?
They're all 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They're 1,250 square feet. But they're making them very nice. Jared builds nothing but custom homes, so he's partnering with us to do this. Granite countertops, really nice trim throughout the house. They're really, really attractive houses.
I didn't have it. I just want to say thank you for building in Pine Bluff.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. We normally don't do entertain questions and comments, but we're excited about this.
Oh, good.
And so we're looking forward to you all building those homes for this community, because our housing stock is down, and this is helping us out so much. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Those are our public speakers for this meeting. So at this time, we call our meeting to order. We're going to open up with invocation. Our invocation this evening is led by Dr. Clarence L. Holman, pastor of Rose Hill Missionary Baptist Church. Pastor Holman, please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
May we bow our head in prayer. Heavenly Father, this evening we're grateful and we raise up our leaders on today. We thank you for your very presence even now. We thank you for those of us who call this city home. We thank you for the diversity of thought and culture that enrich our communities and our lives. And Father, we're grateful. We ask now for wisdom to guide our leaders in their decision making. Grant them discernment that they need. And Father, we thank you for the courage and the justice and the righteousness that should dwell in all of us. And so, Father, we thank you that our leaders will have the compassion and the integrity with a deep sense of responsibility to the citizens of this city. And so, Father, we ask you now that as we partake and transcend our differences, that you will lead us in a way that guides us to harmony and peace, that strengthens the bonds of our community, that we can show kindness to our neighbor, lest we ever forget the most vulnerable in our community. And we pray for them even now as well. That as we come together, may your hand continue to cover the prosperity and the continued growth of our city. Direct us and guide us in the way that you would have us to go. And so we thank you and we praise you. In your matchless name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
You may be seated. Dr. Holtman, thank you so much for the beautiful prayer this evening. At this time, we'll have our roll call by our city clerk. Ask me, do you have that resolution? Do you have that resolution that I'm on? Yours?
Councilmember Mays,
Here.
Councilmember Holcomb,
Here.
Councilmember Brown Jr.
Here.
Councilmember Lockett.
Here.
Councilmember Brown Senior.
Here.
Councilmember Shaner. Here. Councilmember Frazier. Here. Councilmember Brunson.
Here.
Okay, all council members are present. Each of you should have a...
So move. Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that the minutes from September 16th be approved as presented. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, any approve, any object? Okay, there are no opposals, so minutes are approved as presented. Going into our committee reports, our first committee report will come from Councilmember Mays Senior. Budget adjustments that will be done by Councilmember Glenn Brown Jr.
Thank you, Mayor. Ways and Means met just before this council meeting. Tonight, we have 9 budget adjustments to consider. Our first budget adjustment is coming from Animal Control. Total budget adjustment is $2,226. This is coming from contributions and it is going toward janitorial expense. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we approve a budget adjustment. Wait a minute, I'm looking at my paper here and I'm looking at one coming from Animal Control. Okay. Budget adjustment coming from Animal Control in the amount of $2,226. The floor is open for questions. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Second budget adjustment is coming from Building Maintenance. Total budget adjustment is $9,088. This is coming from various line items within their department, and it is going to repair and maintenance building, water expense, and also 2 water expense lines. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve a budget adjustment coming from building maintenance in the amount of $9,088. The floor is open for discussion or questions. Hearing none. All in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Next budget adjustment is coming from Cemetery. Total budget adjustment is $21,000. This is coming from within their budget. It's coming from Technology Services, and it is going to repair and maintenance grounds. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and properly second that a budget adjustment coming from the Cemetery Department in the amount of $21,000 be approved. The floor is open for questions or discussions. I will say that most of this is going toward the removal of dead trees that have come down due to storms.
I'd like to say something. This year, the paper has 21,000, and this year has 20,999.98.
Well, that's just 2 cents from being 21,000.
Same thing.
It's basically 21,000. So we're moving, the amount is $20,999.98. Add 2 pennies to that, you have 21,000. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Next budget adjustment is coming from Code Enforcement. Total budget adjustment is $3,800. This is coming from within their budget. It's coming from operating expenses, and technology services, and it's going to publishing expense and copy machine and supplies. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve a budget adjustment coming from the Code Enforcement Department in the amount of $3,800. The floor is open for discussion. Questions? Hearing none, budget adjustment is approved.
All right.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Next budget adjustment is coming from Executive Department. Total budget adjustment is $3,500. These are for grants that we're moving from revenue to the expense line items. I move that we approve these on this budget adjustment.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second that a budget adjustment coming from the Executive Department receiving grant money in the amount of $3,500 be approved. Thus, floor is open for discussion or questions. Hearing none, all in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Next budget adjustment is coming from the Fire Department. The total budget adjustment is $106,907.96. This is for their Act 33 funds. It's going from the revenue account to the expense account. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second that a budget adjustment in the amount of, coming from the Fire Department, in the amount of $106,907.96 be approved. The floor is open for any questions or discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Our next budget adjustment is coming from the Parks Department. The total budget adjustment is $237,948.72. All of this is coming from within the Parks budget. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second. Yes.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve a budget adjustment coming from the Parks Department in the amount of $237,948.72. The floor is open for discussion or questions.
Yeah, I had a question in the back while ago, Mayor, I think you answered it, about the mowers, the lawn mowers,
Yes, sir.
and the purchase of the lawn mowers, 2 of them,
Yes, sir.
and Harbor Oaks, the pump house water system.
Yes, sir.
Could somebody explain that? Anybody here?
Well, I think Councilmember Shaner explained it in committee
Let's
that they
do it
need the
again.
pump in order to irrigate the greens. And so they have to repair that pump, so we have to.
So there was an emergency need for the mowers, and the only business that had the mowers that they needed was Chapel Hardware. And he had them in, and we had that emergency need. That's where the 24,911 came in. And so the pump house is under repair. And you were asking about the need for that pump house to be repaired. Well, the greens have to be watered. And if those greens aren't watered on the schedule that they're set on, they will die. So that's the reason that we had the pump house in.
So that's gonna tighten that up, we can keep going with that now?
Yes, sir. We've shored things up so we have the grass growing, the mowing is being maintained, and we're able to water the greens as a result of the repairs being made to that pump house.
All right,
And it's not the pump house, but it's the pump that's housed in the pump house. Yeah.
all right.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Next budget adjustment is coming from the Police Department. Total budget adjustment is $100,000. This is coming from their salaries line item, and is going to various line items within their department. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve a budget adjustment coming from the Police Department in the amount of $100,000. The floor is open for discussion. Questions?
Could somebody explain why these numbers just need? challenge these numbers, it would change as far as the speed trailer and all these numbers on this back page.
Those aren't numbers that would change. I think those are like line items in the budget. So the numbers are the dollar amounts that you see in the first column. And then the columns, I think you're talking about the numbers that are written in.
Right.
Those are line items that they're going to, are coming from.
Those are the, if you flip over here, these are the accounts that each one ends with. Those are the last 4 digits of those accounts.
Hold on.
Okay. So we're just lining them up with the
I got you.
line item.
All right, I
Okay.
got you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Last budget adjustment for the evening is coming from the executive department. Its total budget adjustment is $100,000. This is coming from special projects and is going to the convention center. I move that we approve this budget adjustment.
Second.
Okay. It has been moved and properly second that we approve a budget adjustment coming from the executive department in the amount of $100,000 going to Pine Bluff Convention Center operations. The floor is open for questions. Hearing none, all in favor of this budget adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget adjustment approved.
Mayor, that concludes Ways and Means for the evening.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. Next, we'll move on to ordinances and resolutions. Councilmember Mays with Councilmember Holcomb Jr. substituting.
Thank you, Mayor. We have 3 ordinance, and they will all be completed on tonight. We have 12 resolutions, and we have 1 to be added to the agenda, which will give us 13. A resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving payment to Harness Roofing Incorporated for City Hall planner, waterproofing, and related work. I move that this resolution be added to the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and second that resolution number 16 be added to the agenda. Can we get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Jr.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Sr.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaner. Councilmember Frazier. And Councilmember Brunson.
Okay. All ayes, so resolution number 16 is approved to be added to the agenda.
That concludes ordinance and resolution.
Thank you, Councilmember Holcomb. Next, let's move on to economic and community development.
Good evening.
Councilmember
And I have
Brown.
no report tonight.
Okay. All right, thank you, Councilmember Brown Sr. Public Health and Welfare, Councilmember Frazier.
Hi, Mayor. I don't have any report today, but I do want to let the public know that as we begin to work on the park, I am creating books to highlight the changes that's going on at the park. So anybody would like to see it, please let me know. That concludes my message.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Frazier. Public Works, Councilmember Shiner.
Thank you, Mayor. Public Works has not met since our last meeting, but I will have a meeting this week. I'll get with the clerk and let you know and put out an announcement. And that concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Shiner. Development and Planning, Councilmember Lockett.
See here, Madam Mayor, the Development and Planning Committee did meet about a week ago and to add item number 1 to the agenda, move it to the council. And we will have a meeting on tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the old city council chambers. That concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Okay, so would that be hybrid?
Yeah, hybrid is fine.
Okay, all right, thank you. Traffic and Aviation, Councilmember Bronson.
Thank you, Mayor. I do not have a report at this time, but I do want to thank everyone who called or texted and supported me in the passing of my sister-in-law over the past week, and we had the funeral on this weekend, so I appreciate you all, and please keep our family uplifted.
Thank you, we will most definitely do that. I would like for you all to be also in prayer for a young man who works in my office, Martavius Proctor. We had services for his grandfather today, and then his uncle had services for his uncle, his mother's brother, on Friday. So that was like a double whammy for that family. So keep Martavius and his family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you, Councilmember Bronson. Administration Committee report coming next from Councilmember Holcomb Jr.
Thank you, Mayor. The Administration Committee met last Tuesday, October the 1st, with a due pass on agenda items number 2, agenda items number 3, and agenda items number 8. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Holcomb. Public Safety, Councilmember Brown Jr.
Thank you, Mayor. Public Safety has not met since the last council meeting, but we will have a meeting on October 9th, which is Wednesday at 1:30. Madam Clerk, is that okay?
I believe it is, sir.
Okay. And that concludes my report.
Okay. October 9th, 1:30, is that going to be hybrid or all? in
It'll be
person?
hybrid. I'll be in the chambers, old city council chambers, but we'll have a Zoom option available.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. That ends our committee reports for tonight. I have a few announcements. I was trying to decide whether I need to go through those first. I think I will, because we have quite a few ordinances and resolutions to complete. So I'll get the announcements out of the way real quick. We want the public to know that plans for the watershed project are now available for public review and public comment. The plans can be reviewed at the mayor's office, or there is also a set at the downtown public library. The public comment period will be open until October 8th, 2024. Comments may be submitted to aseyoum@ejesinc.com, and this may be left as a voicemail at EJES Incorporated office at 214-343-120, or mail to EJES Inc. Attention, how do you pronounce that word? Sion? Okay, Sion, my last name? You can't pronounce it either? It's Ethiopian? Okay, I just know it's not English. All right, to Sion at 12081 North Central Expressway, Suite 700, Dallas, Texas. This is an item that's going to be on our agenda tonight. So if you will, I'm going to give E.J. Jones a minute to come up and talk about the project, talk about the progress of that project, and how people can continue to make their comments while this public comment period is open, which is set to close on October 8th, which is tomorrow. Is that right? Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Mayor, and the council for letting me come and talk about this project. The watershed project, the planning phase has been going on for about 18 months. And the purpose of the planning phase is to communicate with all of the different agencies that involved with the watershed. As we know, the watershed is not just the city of Pine Bluff, but it covers a lot of Jefferson County and a lot of communities. But the whole purpose of the planning phase is to deliver an environmental document. And this document has already been reviewed by all of the state agencies, by all of the federal agencies, everybody that's involved with that project. And we have 2 watersheds. So you'll hear about 2 watersheds, 2 resolutions for 2 different watersheds. One of the watersheds involved Bayou Bartholomew. The other watershed is Caney Creek Bayou. So those are our 2 watersheds. The good news is with this work, the city of Pine Bluff and our communities with the watersheds is looking to get about $25 million per watershed. We're talking about almost $50 million, right at $50 million of improvements for the city of Pine Bluff at no cost to the city. So that's what's exciting. But we've completed the plans. We have submitted the plans. We advertised in the newspaper, and we've been going email blasts. We've been doing a lot of advertisement, and what we got so far is plans at the library, the downtown library, and we have plans at the mayor's office. So we're excited. The bad news, if no one has been looking at it, is we have an October the 8th final comment phase. After that comment phase is over, we will be proceeding. So mayor and the council, we'll really work very hard for these 18 months. It's a great thing for Pine Bluff, and we are asking you all to pass a resolution to approve the plans.
The $50 million.
It's going to be $25 million for one watershed, Bayou Bartholomew, $25 million in that area, but total will be about $50 million worth of improvements.
When would that money surface?
We got 3 phases. First, we have to go through the planning phase. Then we'll look at all the alternatives that for the improvements. A lot of urban storm drainage improvements. We got some ditch improvements. We got improvements to the different channels, to Hardin's Drain, to Peak Drain. So that once we get through that phase, design phase, then it go to construction. So you will see this another 18 months for design, and then construction could go 2 years. You know, we have to get out in there and start moving dirt to see. But you're still looking at about 4 years, maybe 4 years.
I hope we all still living.
Yes. I would be praying that we are. But to say that we're talking about $50 million worth of improvements at no cost to the city of Pine Bluff.
That's an upper from 32 million and 33 million that we had been talking about, right?
Yeah, you had a good consultant to make sure you get some more improvements.
And we're hoping that as we move into that planning and work phase, that we can increase that amount as we move forward,
Yes.
as the plan dictates.
Yes.
Okay? All right, any other questions from Mr. Jones? Okay, hearing none, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Our second announcement comes from the Divine Nine and community partners. They cordially invite you to a fireside chat on Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. This in-person event will take place at 6:30 p.m. at the Donald W. Reynolds Community Services Center, located at 211 West 3rd Avenue. You will hear from an array of local panelists who will discuss the importance of increasing voter turnout and engagement. The Delta Rhythm and Bayous Highway Summit 2024 invites you to immerse yourself in a day filled with inspiring speakers, thought-provoking conversations, food, and more. Discover collaborative efforts of Lower Delta communities along the DRA Highway. Discuss regional development visions and funding. This will be at the Art Space on Main, October 10th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can call 870-534-2121 for more information. DePaul, USA will host a screening of Beyond the Bridge on Thursday, October 10th, 6 p.m. at the Arts and Science Center. For more information, please contact the Opportunity House or the Mayor's Office. Join the Razorback men's team at the Pine Bluff Convention Center for the tip-off tour on Saturday, October 13th at 5 p.m. As you know, the Arkansas Razorback along with Coach Cal will be at the Pine Bluff Convention Center this Sunday evening at 5 p.m. For the Razorback, I think this is the first time the Razorback basketball team would have been in our cities in almost 30 years. Is Miss Dawn here? She's already left?
Here,
Okay.
the announcement says Saturday, but it's Sunday.
It's supposed to be Sunday. Did I say Saturday?
But that's what's written.
It's Sunday. It's for Sunday, Sunday the 13th at 5 p.m. Okay. City Hall will be closed on October 14th in observance of
Okay, I found this on the web for how we'll be closed on October
I'm sorry.
14th in observance of. Check it out.
Series is listening.
She's listening.
Sorry about that. Siri is a little too smart for us.
That's real active, man. That's good.
As we honor the sovereignty, resilience, and immense contributions that Native Americans made to the world. Okay. The Pine Bluff Police Department is sponsoring a domestic violence walk that's going to be Thursday, October 15, 2024. The walk will begin at 12 p.m. in front of the Civic Center steps facing 8th Avenue and conclude at the same location. For anyone who is physically unable to walk this route but would like to be included, transportation will be available for your convenience. The event is free and lunch will be provided at the end. Please invite your entire staff to come out and show your support. We're asking all walkers to please wear purple in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness. Thank you in advance for your participation. If you have any further questions regarding this walk, feel free to contact Deputy Chief Shirley Warrior at 870-489-9981. The Ambassadors for Christ and Growth Opportunities prevents Juvenile Justice and Community Oversight Brunch, October 21st, 10:30 a.m. in the Pine Bluff Library. Pine Bluff Regional Chamber of Commerce will host its 72nd Annual Farmers Appreciation Fish Fry on Thursday, October 24th, 2024 at Heston Stadium, located at 420 North Black Street. Gates will open at 5 p.m. You may call 870-535-110 for more information. And October 25th, City Hall will be closed for the UAPB Homecoming Day. Please enjoy the festivities with your friends and family. UAPB Homecoming Parade will take place downtown Pine Bluff on Saturday, October 26, 2025, with the homecoming game following. Okay, those are our announcements for tonight. Please govern yourselves accordingly.
Madam Mayor, I have a
Yes.
question. Do we have an alternate parade route since we're doing the streetscape improvements down Main?
Yes. And that route is being published. It will be online.
Okay.
It will be in the newspaper. Yes. The route has already been established by the UAPB Homecoming Committee, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, and the Pine Bluff Police Department. So, okay. Next, let's move into ordinances and resolutions. Councilmember Holcomb substituting for Councilmember Mays.
Agenda item number 1, an ordinance providing for the rezoning of certain territory in the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 2500 to 2700 blocks of Auburn Drive, North Bel Air Drive, and South Bel Air Drive, up for the first reading.
Whereas the City of Pine Bluff Planning Commission held a public hearing on August 27, 2024, as provided for in Section 6, Act 186 of the statutes of the state of Arkansas, the purposes of which was to hear any and all persons interested in amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Pine Bluff by providing for the rezoning of certain property. And whereas it has been expressly stated by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff that the zoning ordinance should be amended to provide for the rezoning of said property. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the following described property be, and the same is hereby established and redefined R3 residential for all future purposes as set forth and defined in the zoning ordinance. Section 2, all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby repealed to the extent of the conflict.
Move we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its second reading.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we would place this ordinance on its second reading. Can we get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Mays.
Aye.
Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Jr.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Senior.
Aye.
Councilmember Shainer. Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
And Councilmember Brunson.
Aye.
An ordinance providing for the rezoning of certain territory in the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 2500 through 2700 blocks of Auburn Drive, North Bel Air Drive, and South Bel Air Drive.
Move we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its third and final reading.
Second.
We're properly moved in second that we place this ordinance on its third and final reading. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Jr.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Senior.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaner. Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
And Councilmember Brunson.
Aye.
An ordinance providing for the rezoning of certain territory in the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, the 2500 and through 2700 blocks of Auburn Drive, North Bel Air Drive, and South Bel Air Drive.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that an ordinance providing for rezoning of certain territory in the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 2500 block through the 2700 blocks of Auburn Drive, North Bel Air Drive, and South Bel Air Drive be approved. The floor is open for discussion. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor of this ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ordinance approved.
Agenda item number 2, an ordinance authorizing the city of Pine Bluff to do business with Natural State Asphalt Repair and Stephen Shaner, prescribing conditions thereof and for related purposes.
Whereas the city desires to expand the number of possible vendors eligible to provide services and materials needed by the city for the building and maintenance of its streets, and whereas the firm of Natural State Asphalt Repair utilizes an innovative technology which provides an advanced and potentially more effective and less expensive method of street maintenance, and whereas this firm has a principal council member of Stephen Shaner, and whereas Arkansas law, specifically ACA Section 1442-107, requires that the governing body by ordinance authorize doing business with a city official such as a member of the governing body and prescribe the conditions thereof. And whereas it is desired to permit the city to do business with Natural State Asphalt Repair and Councilmember Shaner as a principal of the firm, subject to the same conditions as any other vendor for work of this nature is described. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, its departments, agencies, and subdivisions are hereby authorized to do business with Natural Asphalt Repair and Councilmember Stephen Shaner as a principal of the firm. Section 2, the firm shall be eligible to submit proposals and bids for projects and work for which it is qualified and desires to so do, and is eligible to be awarded contracts when it submits the lowest, most qualified bid or the most qualified and beneficial proposal for the work or project. Section 3, the firm may be awarded a contract without competitive bidding when the circumstances would justify doing so for any firm. Section 4, during his tenure as council member, Stephen Shaner will abstain from voting or participating in the discussion of business which concerns Natural State Asphalt Repair. Section 5, the provisions of this ordinance are declared to be severable, and if any provision hereof is declared unlawful, then the remaining provisions will continue in full force and effect. Section 6, this ordinance not being of a general or permanent nature, it need not be published and shall take effect when passed.
Move we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its second reading.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its second reading. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Mays.
No.
Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Jr.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Senior.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaner.
Abstain.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson.
Aye.
An ordinance authorizing the City of Pine Bluff to do business with Natural State Asphalt Repair and Stephen Shaner, prescribing conditions thereof and for related purposes.
Move we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its third and final reading.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that we place this ordinance on its third and final reading. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Mays.
No.
Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Jr.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Senior.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaner.
Abstain.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson.
Aye.
An ordinance authorizing the City of Pine Bluff to do business with Natural State Asphalt Repair and Stephen Shaner, prescribing conditions thereof and for related purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that an ordinance authorizing the City of Pine Bluff to do business with Natural State Asphalt Repair and Stephen Shiner, prescribing conditions thereof and for related purposes be approved. The floor is open for discussion. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor of this ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Mays?
No.
Councilmember Brown Jr.?
Aye.
Councilmember Holcomb?
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown Senior?
Aye.
Councilmember Shayner?
Abstain.
Councilmember Frazier?
Aye.
And Councilmember Brunson?
Aye.
Okay, the vote is 6-2. It's approved.
Agenda item number 3, an ordinance amending Division 2 in Article 2 of Chapter 13 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, to require any persons or entities subject to the advertising and promotion tax to obtain a permit from the Advertising and Promotion Commission to lawfully do business in the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, authorizing the Advertising and Promotion Commission to issue such a permit, providing for a penalty for failure to obtain the permit and for related purposes, up for the first reading.
Whereas many Arkansas cities of comparable size to the City of Pine Bluff, which have enacted a gross receipts tax, require that persons or businesses subject to the tax obtain a permit issued by the city's Advertising and Promotion Commission for the purpose of enforcing effective collection of the tax. And whereas the City of Pine Bluff should adopt this requirement to promote uniform collection of the tax and to augment the procedures for collection currently set forth in Section 13-47 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, definitions. The definitions found in Section 13-46 shall govern in this ordinance. Section 2, applicability. This ordinance shall apply to any person or entity which desires to operate or which operates within the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, whose operations in whole or part are subject to the requirement of the collection of a gross receipts tax as defined in Section 13-46 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. This ordinance does not eliminate any other requirement for a permit or payment of a fee or tax which is imposed by other city ordinance or city code. Section 3, permit required. Every person or business required by law to collect and remit the gross receipts tax must obtain a permit on an annual basis from the Advertising and Promotion Commission referenced in Section 1350 as a condition for receiving an occupation license required under Section 1371 from the City of Pine Bluff and otherwise as a condition for doing business within the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. B, there should be no charge or fee assessed for the permit. C, obtaining the permit from the Advertising and Promotion Commission shall be a condition precedent to the issuance of an occupation license, and the City Collector's Office is prohibited from issuing a new or renewed occupation license unless it has first verified the applicant is in compliance with this requirement. Section 4, revocation. The Advertising and Promotion Commission may revoke a permit it has issued pursuant to this ordinance when the holder of the permit fails to collect the gross receipts tax revenue or fails to remit such tax in the amount and on the date due. B, revocation of a permit shall be consistent with the notice and procedural requirements set forth in 1347K. Notice of commencement of the revocation procedure for the occupation license shall be provided by the city collector. C, the Advertising and Promotion Commission is responsible for creating the content of permit and maintaining a database for documenting compliance. The Secretary of the Commission will serve as a custodian of the records, provided the Commission may designate another employee of the Commission as a member as the custodian. Section 5, penalty. A person or entity who fails to obtain the permit required by this ordinance is guilty of a misdemeanor and upon conviction thereof shall be fined no less than $500 or no more than $1,000 or sentenced to a term in the Jefferson County Detention Center not exceeding 30 days or sentenced to both a fine and incarceration with the limits provided. Section 6, Chapter 13 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas is amended to insert Section 1.1-5 of this ordinance as new sections 1352 through 1356 in Division 2, Article 2. Section 7, all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed to the extent of the conflict. Section 8, the phrases, sentences, paragraphs, subsections, and sections of this ordinance are declared to be severable, and should any of the foregoing be found to be unlawful, the remaining shall continue to be given full force and effect. Section 9, this ordinance being of a general or permanent nature, the clerk shall cause it to be published per Arkansas law. Section 10, this ordinance takes effect on the 31st day after its approval.
Move to suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its second reading.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Thank you. We hear you. Thank you so much. We do hear you. And I understand your concern. I guess we didn't discuss this, so my question is, why are we trying to pass this tonight? I think this is pretty serious, and I think citizens need to know that they have to not only get a permit from the city, but also from A&P. So is that something that needs to be passed tonight? Sherry Story, you're down there. I think this needs 3 readings. I really do. I think it's serious. I think that we're requiring persons or entities to get another permit in addition to a permit like from our collector's office to do business in the city.
Okay, it's fine.
I agree.
Go ahead. The thing is, they should already have that permit. They should already
They should already have a business permit
right,
from the
but
collector's
but
office.
they should also, if they're collecting that tax, they should be remitting it. And so what's going on is you have businesses that are open, collecting the tax and not remitting it to A&P.
But at your request, I have no problem.
And that's fine. I don't have an issue with it. I'm not even one of the sponsors, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, let me say this here. It says the secretary of the commission will serve as the custodian of the records provided. The commission may designate another employee of the commission member as a custodian. I mean, I was gonna vote no on it anyway, because it's too complicated for our citizens.
I just think it needs a little more consideration. It needs a bit more time. So what we're going to do is document that we've had the first reading. Councilmember Holcomb, you can move forward.
All right. Agenda item number 4, a resolution setting the millage for general purposes as authorized and prescribed by law for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Whereas it is now desired to fix and levy the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year of 2024 for general purposes as authorized and prescribed by law. And whereas it is further desired that the same be certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year of 2024 for general purposes as authorized by the statutes of the State of Arkansas as so provided by Arkansas Code Section 2673-202 is hereby fixed and levied at 5 mills on the dollar of the assessed value of said property in addition to all other taxes. Be it further resolved that the rate of levy of taxation herein provided and levied be forthwith certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas, as provided by law, to the end that the amount so certified shall be placed upon the tax books and collected in the same manner as state and county taxes are collected.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that a resolution setting the millage for general purposes is authorized and prescribed by law for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas be approved. The floor is open for discussion. Any questions?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I guess there are different numbers. Everything
Question
good.
answered.
Very good.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. All those in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved. Before we move any further, going back to that third ordinance, is Mr. Lee still here? Anybody who has questions in reference to that, just make sure that they have those ready, and if they want to talk about an agenda item, this will be on the agenda for our next meeting, and so they can call the mayor's office and sign up to speak to an agenda item, because it will be on the agenda for the next meeting this month. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Was your hand up? Okay, and we'd appreciate if you'd be here for these meetings while this is on the agenda, okay? Pass that on to, I see Julius has left, but if he has a concern, if anybody sees him, let him know that he needs to sign up to speak if he has concerns. Thank you so much. Moving on, Councilmember Holcomb, thank you.
Agenda item number 5, a resolution setting the millage for the Fireman's Relief and Pension Fund for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Whereas it is now desired to fix and levy the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year 2024 for the purpose of creating and maintaining a fireman's relief and pension fund for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And whereas it is further desired that the same be certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year 2024 for the purposes of creating and maintaining a fireman's relief and pension fund for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas is provided for in Act 16 of 1941 B, and the same is hereby fixed and levied at a rate of 1 mil on the dollar of the assessed value of said property, with said tax to be a special tax and to be in addition to all other taxes. Be it further resolved that the rate of levy of taxation herein provided and levied be forthwith certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas, as provided by law. To that end, the amount so certified shall be placed upon the tax books and collected in the same manner as state and county taxes are collected.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve a resolution setting the millage for the Fireman's Relief and Pension Fund for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The floor is open for questions. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Agenda item number 6, a resolution setting the millage for the Policeman's Relief and Pension Fund for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Whereas it is now desired to fix and levy the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year of 2024 for the purposes of creating and maintaining a policeman's relief and pension fund for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And whereas it is further desired that the same be certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year 2024 for the purpose of creating and maintaining a policeman's relief and pension fund for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, as provided for in Act 16 of 1941, and be and is hereby fixed at and levied at 1 mil on the dollar of the assessed value of said property, with the said tax to be a special tax and be in addition to all other taxes. Be it further resolved that that the rate of levy of taxation herein provided and levied be forthwith certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas, as provided by law. To that end, the amount so certified shall be placed upon the tax books and collected in the same manner as state and county taxes are collected.
Move for adoption.
Second.
So moving properly second that a resolution setting the millage for the Policeman's Relief and Pension Fund for the city of Pine Bluff be approved. The floor is open for questions. Hearing none. All in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Agenda item number 7, a resolution setting the millage for the operation and maintenance of the Pine Bluff Public Library.
Whereas it is now desired to fix and levy the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year of 2024 for the purpose of creating a fund to be used for the operation and maintenance of the Pine Bluff, Arkansas Public Library. And whereas it is further desired that the same be certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the rate of taxation of all real and personal property within the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the year 2024 for the purpose of creating a fund to be used for the operation and maintenance of the Pine Bluff Public Library authorized by the City Council on March 22nd, 1942, and as provided in the city general elections of April 7th, 1942, April 3rd, 1945, and November 8th, 1988, and as provided for in the special election of August 27th, 1996, and as provided for in the general election of November 8th, 2016, B, and the same is hereby fixed and levied at 4 6/10 meals on the dollar of the assessed value of said property, with said tax to be a special tax and to be in addition to all other taxes. Be it further resolved that that the rate of levy of taxation herein provided and levied be forthwith certified to the County Clerk of Jefferson County, Arkansas, as provided by law. To that end, the amount so certified shall be placed upon the tax books and collected in the same manner as the state and county taxes are collected.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that a resolution setting the millage for the operation and maintenance of the Pine Bluff Public Library be approved. The floor is open for questions, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Agenda item number 8, a resolution authorizing the city clerk to destroy outdated checks and for related purposes.
Whereas the checks for the accounts listed below are outdated and stale checks, and whereas the clerk should be permitted to immediately destroy the checks. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, the city clerk is authorized to destroy outdated blank checks in the range indicated issued by the named financial institutions for the specified accounts and purposes as itemized in the attached Exhibit A, which incorporated herein as if fully set forth. Section 2, the destruction of the check shall be documented by the clerk and witnessed by the clerk and finance director, both of whom shall sign an affidavit attesting witnesses to the destruction, which shall be filed and maintained of record in the clerk's office.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that a resolution authorizing the city clerk to destroy outdated checks and for related purposes be approved. The floor is open for a discussion.
Yes, Mayor.
Councilmember Mays.
On the, what's LL Pine Bluff on the second page, LLEB grant from Simmons Bank? What is that? So something to get rid of, city clerk?
So it was an account that was existing at one given time that no longer exists.
So these accounts are all zero balanced?
Yes, sir.
And that's an abbreviation for whatever that particular grant was at that time that the account was open for.
Yeah, the LLEB grant.
Yes, sir. Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Agenda item number 9, a resolution adopting the draft watershed plan and environmental assessment with dependencies for Bayou Bartholomew watershed in the Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, Arkansas, authorizing the mayor to execute the necessary agreements and documents to fulfill the city's obligation and responsibility under the plan to accomplish its purposes and for related purposes.
Now, these two resolutions, resolution number 9 and 10, are essentially the same with the exception that one is Caney Creek, Caney Bayou, and the other one is Bayou Bartholomew. I will read them both at the same time, but they will have to be voted on separately. Whereas to improve drainage and prevent remedy flood damage to the community and infrastructures within the Bayou Bartholomew watershed and Caney Creek Bayou watershed. The City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, in cooperation with Jefferson County Soil and Water Conservation District, the United States Department of Agriculture, Natural Resources Conservation Service, and the Arkansas Black Mayors Association have drafted a watershed plan and environmental assessment with appendices for the Bayou Bartholomew watershed and the Caney Creek Caney Bayou watershed near Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, Arkansas. Whereas a copy of the plan has been available for public inspection at the Pine Bluff, Jefferson County Public Library. And whereas a public hearing regarding the particulars of the plan was held on October the 1st, 2024 in the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, during which public comment was heard. And whereas the City Council is familiar with the need for improved drainage and prevention and remediation of floods and flood damage in the Bayou Bartholomew watershed and the Caney Creek Caney Bayou watershed, and desires to improve the plan as presented and authorize the mayor of the city to sign the necessary agreements and documents for the city to carry out its obligations and responsibilities under the plan and otherwise to accomplish its purposes. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas hereby adopts and approves the draft watershed plan and environmental assessment with appendices for the Bayou Bartholomew watershed near Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, Arkansas, and the Caney Creek Caney Bayou watershed near Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, Arkansas. The plan, document, and appendices are hereby incorporated herein as if fully set forth. Section 2, that the mayor is authorized to sign and the city clerk to attest as needed the agreements and documents necessary for the city to comply with its obligation and responsibilities under the plan and otherwise accomplish the purposes thereof. Section 3, that a copy of the plan will remain available for public inspection at the Pine Bluff, Jefferson County Public Library and the mayor's office during regular business hours.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second.
For the first one, right? For Bayou Bartholomew, the first one.
I was going to do one and then do the other one. It's been moved and properly second that a resolution adopting the draft watershed plan and environmental assessment and appendices for the Bayou Bartholomew watershed near Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, Arkansas, authorizing the mayor to execute the necessary agreements and documents to fulfill the city's obligation and responsibilities under the plan and to accomplish its purposes and for related purposes be approved. The floor is open for discussion.
Yeah, I just have one comment. I don't have anything against this ordinance. I just would like to say that I had a lot of complaints in reference to the meetings, the hearings that you're having, being at 5 o'clock and people not being able to get to them because they're at work or just getting off of work. So going forward, if we have any public hearings, if you can note to have it a little bit later, maybe 5:36, so that people can get to it. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, I think that's the time that closes tomorrow, right?
No, I'm not talking about
If we
to
have anything
see the
moving
plan,
forward.
but I'm
Okay.
talking about the public hearing that they have.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, they usually have it at 5 o'clock for public hearing for people to come out, but most people be just getting off of work.
Okay, all right, I'll take that into consideration. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 9 approved. It has been moved and properly second that a resolution adopting the draft watershed plan and environmental assessment with appendices for the Caney Creek, Caney Bayou watershed near Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, Arkansas, and authorizing the mayor to execute the necessary agreements and documents to fulfill the city's obligations and responsibilities under the law and to accomplish its purposes and for related purposes be approved. The floor is open for questions or comments. Hearing none.
Who
I'm sorry.
who made the motion in the second?
Oh, we have to do a separate one. Yeah, I think it has to be motion and second. Each one has to have his own motion and second. Like we did it for the first one. You want to know the first one or just this one?
Both.
The
I
second
think
one
it was
didn't come up.
Holcomb and Lockett for the,
We're going to lock them for the first one.
We motion second, but we got to vote on this one.
Did you vote, did you all vote motion both of them?
Yes, ma'am.
Both, okay.
The seven, come up.
All right, let's vote. All those in favor, we're looking at item number 10. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 10 approved.
Madam City Clerk, we do 11 and 12 together.
One's an appointment and one's a reappointment, so I'm going to have to read them separately.
Yes, ma'am. Agenda item number 11, a resolution appointing Mary Ann Lee to the Historic District Commission.
Whereas the term of Mary Ann Lee as a member of the Historic District Commission has expired, but she has continued to serve pending replacement, and whereas the mayor has elected to reappoint Ms. Lee to the commission subject to council approval, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the mayor's appointment of Mary Ann Lee to the Historic District Commission to serve a term to expire May 31st, 2027 is hereby approved and confirmed.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's moved and properly second that a resolution appointing Mary Ann Lee to the Historic District Commission be approved. The floor is open for questions or discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Agenda item number 12, a resolution appointing Tom E. Brown to the Historic District Commission.
Whereas the vacancy exists on the Historic District Commission, and whereas the mayor has elected to appoint Tom E. Brown to the vacancy subject to council approval, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the mayor's appointment of Tom E. Brown to the Historic District Commission to serve a term to expire September 30th, 2027 is hereby approved and confirmed.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that a resolution appointing Tom E. Brown to the Historic District Commission be approved. The floor is open for questions, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Agenda item number 13, a resolution appointing David Knott to the Advertising and Promotion Commission.
Whereas Barbara Dunn has resigned as the public at-large member of the Advertising and Promotion Commission, and whereas the commission, as authorized by Arkansas law, has appointed David Knott to fill the unexpired portion of term of Ms. Dunn, subject to council confirmation. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the appointment of David Knott to the public at-large position on the Advertising and Promotion Commission to serve a term to expire September 30th, 2026 is hereby approved and confirmed.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that a resolution appointing David Knott to the Advertising and Promotion Commission be approved. The floor is open for questions, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Mr. Knott is here, Ms. Mayor.
Mr. Knott, is that you back there? I was wondering who that stranger was. Okay, stand up. Let's give Mr. David Knott a hand of applause for accepting this appointment on the Advertising and Promotion Commission. We look forward to working with you, and thanks for your willingness to serve. So when you all get close to him, give him also a pat on the back for stepping up. Thank you, serving your community. Thank you so much. Okay. Item number 14.
Agenda item number 14, a resolution naming the members of Tiny Houses and Container Houses Task Force.
Whereas in resolution number 4785, the City Council created the Tiny Houses and Container Houses Task Force to study regulation of these structures within the city and specifying the entities to be represented on the task force as amended in resolution 4814. And whereas these designated stakeholders have named their individual representatives to the task force subject to council confirmation. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the following individuals are appointed members of the Tiny House and Container Houses Task Force as representatives of the organization entity referenced by their name. So we have James House, and Leon Crumblin of the Planning Commission, Missy Ruth of the Inspection Department, Lakeisha Hill of the Zoning Department, Larry Reynolds of the Southeast Arkansas Regional Planning, Bruce Lockett, Lynette Frazier, Glenn Brown Jr. of the Council, Joe Childers or Max Sprinkle, City Attorney's Office, Darren Hale and Jose Jackson, Floretta Scott, LaRonda Glover, real estate agents, Comey Henderson, Greg Cooksey, Kudafela, residents, Angela White Smith for Habitat for Humanity, and Randy Compton and Sean Howe, Fire and Emergency Services Department. Section 2, the mayor's office will coordinate the initial meeting of the members' task force, during which the members shall organize the task force by selecting a chair, vice chair, and secretary, discuss the task force responsibilities, and schedule follow-up meetings. Section 3, all meetings of the task force must be recorded and minutes prepared for distribution to members. Both the recordings and minutes must be filed for record with the city clerk's office and available for public inspection.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that a resolution naming the members of the Tiny Houses and Container Houses Task Force Committee be approved. The floor is open for questions, discussions. I have a discussion. I've been wondering what I was going to do after January 1st, but I think I want to be a member of this committee.
Okay. You're welcome, Madam Mayor.
So come January 1, how do we make that happen, Irene Oakham? I think I'm interested in these tiny house communities. Okay, just kidding, but I'm serious. All right, all those in favor of this resolution?
You want us to do a resolution next?
No, don't put me on here yet, just, that's my thing.
You don't have to support these.
I know you don't support them because you think we're going to build all the tiny houses in Ward 4. Well, we're going to build some tiny houses in Ward 1, and they're going to be so beautiful that you're going to be crying for something to come over to Ward 4. That's what I know. Because tiny houses, I think I wouldn't mind living in one myself one of these days. But I get tired of cleaning rooms. Yeah. Okay, all those in favor, any more questions, comments? None. All those in favor of this tiny house resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Roll call, please. What did you say?
You said no for
We're building houses.
Well, I don't want all
Okay,
of them.
roll call, please.
Just let them go, please.
Lockett,
Oh, did you call me? Sorry.
Brown Jr.
Oh, aye.
Yes.
Okay, everybody eyes?
Ayes. Yeah,
We have a no.
the rest of us
Okay.
ayes.
All right.
One no.
Stephen made.
One no, Stephen Hayes. Okay. Okay, tiny house resolution passes. We're gonna make a believer out of him. We have to do that.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
We haven't yet.
We have to do that. Okay.
Agenda item number 15, a resolution naming the members of the Event Center Review Task Force.
Whereas in Resolution 4793, the City Council created an Event Center Review Task Force to study regulation of events within the city. And whereas the designated stakeholders have named their individual representatives to the task force, subject to council confirmation. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the following individuals are appointed members of the Event Center Review Task Force as representatives of the organization or entity referenced by their name. Floretta Scott and Danny Walker from the Planning Commission, Missy Ruth, Inspection Department, Lakeisha Hill, Zoning Department, Larry Reynolds, Director of East Arkansas Regional Planning, Bruce Lockett, Letitia Brunson, Stephen Shaner, City Council, Joe Childers, City Attorney's Office, Sean Davis, Police Department, Deborah Allen, Demaris Mims, Lloyd Franklin Jr., residents, and Fred Tisdale and Larry Murray, Fire and Emergency Services Department. The Mayor's office will coordinate the initial meeting of the members of the task force, during which the members shall organize the task force by selecting a chair, vice chair, and secretary, discuss the task force responsibilities, and schedule follow-up meetings. Section 3, all meetings of the task force must be recorded and minutes prepared for distribution to the members. Both the recordings and minutes must be filed for record with the city clerk's office and be available for public inspection.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that a resolution naming the members of the Event Center Review Task Force be approved. The floor is open for discussion.
I really do want this task force, but I have a problem with one name on there. So I don't know. But y'all can go ahead with the vote. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you have a problem with,
With Junior on there.
huh?
Lloyd Franklin Jr. right now, and there's so much divisiveness and stuff going on in the county, and y'all putting them on this committee
Well, it's not for,
for this task force?
what do you
That
mean?
has nothing to do really with what's going on in the county.
I just don't,
I don't,
yeah, I
okay.
can go ahead. Go ahead. Go
All right,
ahead.
are there any other comments? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor of this task force resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. We have 1 to abstain, we have 7 to vote in favor of. So this resolution is approved.
Agenda item number 16, a resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving payment to Harness Roofing Incorporated for City Hall planner, waterproofing, and related work.
Whereas there was a great need to repair and renovate the planters which encompass the City Hall complex, and whereas there was need to complete the work as expeditious as possible to take advantage of favorable weather and availability of workers, and whereas the firm of Harness Roofing Incorporated was available to commence work immediately and had the necessary labor, materials, and equipment to complete the job quickly in a professional and satisfactory manner for the price of $128,186, which competitive bidding was unlikely to improve. And whereas engaging in competitive selection to select another firm to do the work under the circumstances would have been redundant and inefficient and unnecessarily delay the completion of the job. And whereas the firm has performed the work and submitted its bill of $128,186, which should be paid. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, competitive bidding and procuring a vendor to perform the work regarding the City Hall planter, waterproofing, and related repairs and renovation would be inefficient and impractical in light of the fact that Harness Roofing Incorporated is on site, capable of doing and has done the work for a price unlikely to be improved by competitive bidding. Therefore, competitive bidding should be and is hereby waived. Section 2, that payment of Harness Roofing Incorporated for services in the amount of $128,186 is hereby approved for payment.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that a resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving payment to Harness Roofing for City Hall planter, waterproofing, and related work be approved. The floor is open for questions or discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of this resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Mayor, before we go, I just want to thank the chief for the information that was passed out to us. And we need to remind our neighbors that to do check out their fire alarms, smoke alarms. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. We'll see you at our second meeting the month of October. I didn't know who that was, like they would share a story. I
I don't even want, because all of, I just don't.
Herman, yeah, they are.